All right, hello. Just explaining a forearm routine that I did 5/28/2025. It was just a one session routine. I did want to do something later in the evening, but I wasn't feeling up to it. I should have just done something, but like I say, it's a little bit tired, so instead I decided to rest. And that happens sometimes. But so what I did was just a wrist curl with a blue fat grip, which is just 2.25 inch or 5.7 centimeters diameter. Um, and they're not full range wrist curls, obviously, as you can tell by the video. They're just partials. And something I've been doing, and I have explained this before, but I will just explain it again, is I'm trying to keep my right wrist is way stronger than my left. So I'm not 100% sure why. Some of my grip exercises, my left is stronger than my right. But with the wrist stuff, it seems to be like wrist strength. My right wrist is like way stronger than my left. So I've been keeping the weights rather low for the right, anyways, and just keeping the reps a little bit higher. Um, I think what I'm going to do from now on is change to where I use my left hand first so that I can gauge the rep amount. So I did, and I'll explain that why here in a moment, but so I did 55 for 30 reps, 80 for 30, 105 for 30, and 130 for 30. And I knew at this point that my left was going to probably not be able to do much more. So I went to 150 and I only did 12. So my left was able to do that. They weren't pretty, but it was able to do it. I figured I could handle maybe 10 more pounds, but the left came up short with only 8 reps, and the right did 12. So I think in the future I will do the left hand first so that I can kind of gauge the amount of reps that I'll do, because I'm trying to keep them equal. But I also think I might. Yeah, I don't know if the amount of weight that I can do with my right hand is worth doing, as I feel like in time I think that might just tear my wrist up. So this is why I'm kind of doing this, because my right is able to go over 200 pounds, but I don't know if it's beneficial. Because at some points I feel like it may be deteriorating my wrist, but I don't know for sure. So I've kind of just decided to do this as an experiment, kind of to see, one, if maybe my left wrist will finally catch up, and two, I feel like the weights that I'm using at this point are like, there becomes a point where it's still beneficial and it's not overly heavy. So I believe the 150 range is beneficial. I don't think going too much over that is giving much more of a benefit to where there's a point in doing it, I guess. I don't know how much more that I can explain that. But at the same time, I'm not for sure. It's hard for me to kind of gauge, because once you start getting over 200, it's weird. It's like my wrist will just completely gas out and be done. But there's some days where I can keep going up in the weight, and it just makes no sense. So I don't. But my wrist always feels the same. So I don't know. It's hard for me to gauge where that is. Where the strength is. Like So I've just decided to kind of keep the weights at this area and try to just build my left up and see if I can't get it to catch up with my right. I don't know if any of that has made any sense. I apologize if it doesn't. But basically what I'm trying to do is just keep my wrists equal in strength. One, it kind of makes the workout more routine and just easier to follow. And two, I think it's just more beneficial to build them up equally. So I think I'll continue to do that for now. Um, and so what I did is I ended with a down set of 125 for 50 reps, and my left was able to keep up with that. I was kind of unsure as I got to around 40. I felt like the left was gonna gas out, but it didn't. I was able to get it. So as I said, I think I'm just gonna stick with this routine and not really let my right get too far ahead of my left. And I think what I'll do now, like I said, do the left first, and just go from there. Gauge my reps for my right with what my left does. And I, as I said before, later in the evening, I wanted to do something for the radial side or the extensors of my forearm, but I wasn't really feeling up to it. I should have just done something because the movements for that side are not really too taxing, and you can get them done fairly quick. But I didn't, so can't go back on it now. So that's all I did for forearms this day. And if you have any questions, comments, or tips, or any exercises you like to do for forearms, go ahead and leave some suggestions. I'm always looking for forearm routines to try out. So if you've got any of your favorites, go ahead and share them, and I'll try them out. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.